today's proverb comes from chapter 1, verses 8 to 19. And it says, "My child, listen when your father corrects you. Don't neglect your mother's instruction. What you learn from them will crown you with grace and be a chain of honor around your neck. My child, if sinners entice you, turn your back on them. They may say, 'Come and join us. Let's hide and kill someone. Just for fun, let's ambush the innocent. Let's swallow them alive like the grave. Let's swallow them whole like those who go down to the pit of death. Think of the great things we'll get. We'll fill our houses with all the stuff we take. Come, throw in your lot with us. We'll all share the loot. My child, don't go along with them. Stay far away from their paths. They rush to commit evil deeds. They hurry to commit murder. If a bird sees a trap being set, it knows to stay away. But these people set an ambush for themselves. They are trying to get themselves killed. Such is the fate of all who are greedy for money. It robs them of life." Well, youth, whether it's today's youth or back when I was young or even before that, we've all had to face many challenges as we grow up. But one of the ones that seems to continue on through each and every generation is this pressure that we call peer pressure. That need for others to do the same thing that we're doing, to make ourselves feel better about ourselves, to justify our actions. Because if somebody else is doing it with us, then it can't be wrong. But that's a real problem, because as this proverb reminds us, or this part of Proverbs reminds us, that there's very real consequences for the choices that we make. Sometimes we choose choose to do things that don't have much of a consequence. Other things can result in all sorts of problems, including even death itself, whether it's to ourselves or to another person, or lifelong injuries. There's all sorts of consequences for our actions. And peer pressure has been one of those things that has managed to cause people to do all sorts of things that they wouldn't ordinarily do, simply because they didn't want to be left out or to feel bad about the other person or feel bad about themselves. They didn't want to be left out of the group. But the writer here says to learn from your parents. When they tell you that something is wrong, listen to them. Think it through. And when you do those things, you'll find that it'll become like a chain of honor around your neck. People will look at you and see that you are a wise person, the kind of person that others want to be around, to learn from, to be friends with. We need to make wise choices. And it's not just young people. People of all ages can get themselves into trouble through things like this. Making choices to go a sinful path or to do things that are going to cause problems for themselves or others. There are consequences. And so we need to make sure, doesn't matter how old we are, we need to make sure that we learn how to say no. That we are willing to say no to others when we recognize that what they're asking us to do or to be is wrong. We have to be willing to stand up for ourselves. And to do that, we learn from the past. We learn from the mistakes of others. We learn from the good choices of others as well. And hopefully the consequences that we receive will be far better than those that would come if we choose to do the wrong thing. This is a lesson that goes back thousands of years, but it's still so relevant for us today. What choices are you making that are resulting in poor consequences or bad consequences for yourself or for others? Learn how to avoid those things. Stay right away from them and see how your life changes for it. When you follow Jesus, He is the best for you. God bless.